I use the popular social networking site Facebook, and I thereby get targeted ads. These ads place me in the demographic of young British man and presume I'd have the tastes and interests of a young British man, which is rather cute. One thing that was advertised at me is Rebel Wisdom, a kind of Australian comedy actress. A formless collective of something or other founded by David Fuller and Alexander Beaner.
Swipe left.
They do articles, they do videos, but mainly they do these new masculinity weekends, a men's retreat full of exercises for self-discovery and getting rid of slimy girls and all that. Looks alright, letting men get away from punching walls for a bit for a few £100. It got a gushing review in The Guardian, and I bet a lot of their attendees have a strongly positive experience there. I'm wary of their approach due to its heavily gendered outlook. It's kind of basic Jungian stuff. They still believe in anima and animus. I consider gender a bit passé and masculinity quite destructive. I personally interpret that masculinity will always be problematic, and no new interpretation of it can ever compare to just throwing it out and celebrating virtues without the absolutes of gender, but whatever. I had a look through their media. None of it's for me, but I was interested to see what's marketed toward British men almost as fervently as those Razor subscription offers you can exploit free trials of in bloody Kialo. They've continued to promote posts to my ostensible demographic for months, so I'd have to guess it's working. David Fuller has the biggest crush on Jordan Peterson. Like half of the videos they've made have him in the title, and those that don't are still about him anyway. Notice me, daddy? Jordan Peterson. If you know who he is, you either know he's a hack or are devoted to pretending he's not, and I'd love to not read your comments. If you don't know who he is, oh, how I envy you. Turn back now. He's the false prophet of the age. He pipes on about absolutely nothing, makes it sound smart to people who wouldn't know smart if it gave them a stinging pain. Then when all the mouths are open, he throws in a few dozen racist and sexist conclusions, and boom, they're parroting alt-right shit like NPCs or something. I'm not here to dismantle his nonsense. It's like playing chess against a cloud. It's both impossible to do and done much better in some videos I'll link in the description. He's vexing vulnerable young men into this nouveau devil's advocacy that always steers them to self-righteous right-wing views, turning their frustration to entitlement. You probably know a Peterson fan. It won't be someone among your friends, it'll be your cousin or something, or that guy at college, or your friend's brother. A young man, straight, single, got the internet, thinks of himself as quite intellectual and very modest. Refined tastes, likes to hear all sides of a debate. Sees the value of tradition, loves free speech, would get up at the end of a talk to ask a question 5 times and 2 of them would just be statements, is performing poetry at the local open mic,
is about to leave a comment on this video.
These guys are lost causes until they pull themselves out, but we can look out for our friends who might be on the path there. And Rebel Wisdom, they're pushing our friends there. They mark it as a benign men's collective, but continually venerate Peterson and bloody Sargon and the intellectual dark web. Yeah, voids do tend to be dark. Many ideas for what men can do after Me Too rather than just shut up and listen to women for once. It's boring, long-form nothings, creeping rightwards with the subtlety of a pantomime villain, but it's also presented as the solution for men who feel lost. For an organization so willingly mired in a conspiracy, they've chosen a nice logo, an eye in a pyramid. We should be concerned for the vulnerable minds in our society. Babies see Spider-Man and pregnant Elsa eating each other's shit. Children see angry gamers screaming at them. And men who think they're intellectuals see Jordan fucking Peterson. I'm not saying this men's retreat is bad. It sounds okay apart from all the masculinity. I'm saying that it funnels men into Peterson's cult toward racism and misogyny. Fella, I don't think you're evil. I think you're a doofus. Please do help men express themselves and understand others. Just stop feeding them this obvious snake oil. Okay then, bye.